What is up, everyone? Welcome to another box opening. Today, we're going to be doing Power of the Elements, and not one, but three today. If you guys do follow me on Instagram, then you probably did see we did end up getting a whole box of the Elements. So, for the next 3 days, we're going to do a big push on Power of the Elements, hopefully getting ourselves the Destiny Hero, Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer Starlight Rare. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So let me speed things up a little, make sure we have all our packs. Wow, I did not realize how many packs boxes was until actually pulling through them. We are halfway there though, so that's a good thing. Uh, so far, nothing too incredible. We did end up getting that Tier Elements Collider Heart, which was really cool. Always like seeing a UR or Secret Rare. Sorry. Still searching for the Phoenix Enforcer. I feel like he's in this box, but my luck has been. Oh, well, there we go. There's a card. That's a for sure. That is Ultimate Slayer. Wow. Secret rare. Just as I was losing a little hope. I'll back the hope. But yeah. Um I'm not really too sure about my luck because it has been really incredible the past 2 days. If you guys remember my first video, we pulled a Stardust Dragon Starlight Rare. That was my first ever box of Dawn of Majesty, by the way. And my original plan was actually to do those weekly until we got the Stardust Dragon as our first goal for the channel. So when I pulled the card, I kind of got caught off guard, didn't really know how to react or what to think. If you haven't seen the video, then please check it out. It's really, really cool. Um, it does not have live commentary though, because it was more of like a testing video, and it was one box, so I had no expectations, honestly. Especially my first Dawn of Majesty box, but it was amazing nonetheless. And I think I already have my plan for the next goal for our channel, and it may just be going for the Black Rose Dragon off of Lightning Overdrive next. Um, Scarecrow Straddle, really, really nice. Um, yeah, I think we may just end up going for the Black Rose Dragon. That was gonna be one of my goals after getting Stardust, so we might as well do it now since we do have the opportunity. I do have a Ghost of the Past coming in, so we may end up doing that after our heavy session of pulling all these. Ooh, Scarecrow Lightheart, really really nice card. Uh, Yeah, so I did end up buying the full case of the Power of the Elements. It came in a little later than I had anticipated, and so that's why I'm doing it now rather than earlier. But that's no trouble. I think it's just day three, so really not that big of a deal. Um, uh, so it's about 12 boxes. We are doing three of these boxes today. So my plan was probably to do three boxes across 4 days, but depending on how we're feeling, we might end up switching to another box or maybe mixing some boxes in with it. Still haven't decided. Could just continue going with Power of the Elements, especially depending on this session. If we get a really good card like the Phoenix Enforcer, I might just have all that energy to try again tomorrow. No problem. If we but still we're getting some good cards, quite a bit of good secret rares. This box overall is actually really good. The set is really amazing because of the tier limits and the sprites, which are very popular in the current meta decks. And so if you were ever looking to get yourself one or just start off, you know, opening boxes, I would recommend possibly Power of the Elements. I know it is a bit hype right now. Everyone's doing the same thing, so the market might be saturated. So you could think about going to try and open another box. But if you actually want to play the cards, then of course you would. Uh, if you wanted to be competitive, then this would be a great box to start off. Getting your competitive cards. I'd say I haven't touched competitive in quite many years, but I do keep up with it. Oh, Garura, Wings of Resonant Life. Really nice card. Wow. Uh yeah, I haven't touched competitive in many, many years. Last time I touched it was actually around the time it was I think 5Ds was ending, like the actual series on what was the what was the Toonami? I think it was that where they showed Yu-Gi-Oh. Remember those good old mornings we would be eating our cereal, and we'd have those 5, 6 episode or 6 different episodes of shows that we would watch. Mine usually would be always some sort of Yu-Gi-Oh. I kept up with all of it through GX all the way up to end of 5Ds. And say I was also uh, watching Pokemon, of course. What else did I watch? Now that I'm thinking about it. Uh, yeah, so many years ago. What was your guys' favorite show around those times? Because I know mine was definitely Yu-Gi-Oh, and there was those little off shows too. I'd say Code Lyoko. If you guys actually know of that show, it was a really OG show for sure. But yeah, nothing too crazy. Um, that was how all my mornings went actually. Just get ready for school. Ooh, Elemental Hero Spirit of Neos. It's not worth much in the set, but I just think it looks really cool. I think it's a really good card as well, especially if you have an Elemental Hero deck. Definitely a staple. So never too sad seeing my friend Neos. That was actually my favorite deck when I played back then. When GX came out, I think that was my one of like probably one of my most favorite series. I watched all the way through. When Bell came, I even played the games too. I remember, I forgot the DS game, but it was really fun. It was pretty much your main character following the storyline, and it followed the storyline really well. And I just remember fighting against a lot of the players, real cards. I think the hardest to beat was honestly, I it may have been Cyrus. His gyroids were actually a pain to deal with, especially with the cards that the game gave you at the beginning, because he was one of the early players that you had to fight against. And this is of course, uh, it followed through as if you were in Academy 2. So you would start off, with your red jacket and progress to like blue, and then I think it was, oh no, it'd be red, yellow, blue, and then white. And so at the beginning, you'd have to, you go into the dorm room with Jaden and Cyrus as your friends, and you would essentially have to duel them. And yeah, he was just such a pain. I honestly think Jaden was easier to fight with a basic deck than Cyrus was. And yeah, really, really fun game back then. Think when 5Ds came out, that's when I just fell in love with all over again. Um, yeah, the Stardust Dragon is probably the coolest card I've ever seen in this game. The entire set, I've always wanted one. So having gotten that a couple days ago, and that was open up a lot of old um, H Neospace, a lot of old memories for myself having seen that card. So it was really cool. Um, and I am just returning into the scene of Yu-Gi-Oh! 2. I'd say the current meta, it's definitely an interesting one. I played Master Duels when it first came out, and got to experience, what's that one guy? Eldritch. I got to experience getting completely demolished by an Eldritch deck. I made a Stardust Dragon deck myself. Um, just pulled a bunch at the beginning, used all the crystal to get the right. Ooh, another regular, really really nice. I used all the crystals or whatever they're called, gems, and got myself a really good Stardust Dragon deck. But as soon as I fought any Eldritch player or Drytron, it was pretty much an FF. Um, that's fine. It's Master Duel. It wasn't anything serious. I like their events though. Their specific events. I think they had the synchro event, and I got to play it a little. Um, I think that's one of the nice things about the game. You can still enjoy playing the decks that you like by just joining these special events, and everyone's kind of limited to it just like you are, which um, really limits what you can play against. But that's the fun in it because ooh, um, you don't have to keep fighting against Eldritch after Eldritch after Eldritch, especially in the lower elos. I mean, I never got to. I don't know what the highest rank is, like plat. Like I was, I think I was. I don't even know my rank. I barely played. Mostly was doing the fun little PVE events. I always liked Yu-Gi-Oh PVE. The GX game had some puzzles that you'd had to play, which was really fun to play. Uh, 5Ds, I don't remember if it had any of that. Uh, the PSP game was really fun for sure. If you guys ever had a PSP and you played the Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds, that was a good game for sure. Um, I think I played that all of like I wouldn't say high school, all of middle school. Yep. At some point, I think I don't know what I did, but I did end up jailbreaking the PSP and getting the cards because it was really hard to get the card, like play the deck you wanted. That I think that was one of the downsides of the game. You had to grind super hard to like open packs and do all this stuff just to get the cards that you wanted for the deck that you wanted. Ooh, Osher King. This is a really nice secret rare. Wow, beautiful. But yeah, you had to work really hard to get those cards, and I did not have the energy in me to get those cards. I'd rather just get them ASAP. And once I did, first thing I did, made my Stardust Dragon deck, of course, and then I played a little Cyber Dragon. I was never that big of a fan with Blue Eyes White Dragon. Even now, it's like I think it's really cool, of course, but it was never a deck or archetype that interest like was interesting to me. I think I just like synchros. Synchros were really cool. The design, the look of a lot of synchro cards back then, really really nice. Even now, they're really cool. Uh, I think things went a little downhill with Xyz. I took a pause from the game and then tried to come back. Saw Xyz monsters. I got completely demolished by an Xyz deck, and that's what made me honestly just stay away from Yu-Gi-Oh for a while. Switched over to, oh no, I can't say the horrible game word, but it was League of Legends. I played that game for since season one or even pre-season one, so they didn't even have seasons yet, and I was still playing that game up until just last year actually, when the game just is beyond bad. But oh, I'm so sorry. I am. If you guys know Ruxin, I'm just pulling a Ruxin every single time, I guess at this point. Oh no. But yeah, I mean, there's also the One Piece TCG coming out, which is going to be really interesting and really cool. I got to play some of some of it, the tutorial wise, with the Apathy gave, kind of to let everybody try it out. And my local card store, they actually have the demo event happening, and so it's going to be around, I think, October 20th is when I was told they'll have it. And so I'm really excited for that. We might just get ourselves into that. Oh, Gigantic Sprite. Really nice to see this card. This card is, I know for sure this one's a very popular card in the Sprite deck, so you know, always happy to see this guy. I honestly don't know too much about the Sprite mechanic or the engine. Usually, whenever I'm doing anything related to Yu-Gi-Oh and trying to figure out engines or things such as that, I'll watch like Duel Logs. If you guys know that guy, he'll um he'll show quite a bit of fun engines in Master Duel, and he's pretty much the who re-taught me the game. He was actually the first person I watched to relearn Yu-Gi-Oh all over again. And then once I got to see some of the meta and how the decks were being played, it made sense. I think when you return or if you're a new player, it is overwhelming. Loris, Lady of Lament, it will be a little overwhelming for you because there is quite a bit to understand and learn. I think that's one of the things that Master Duel made difficult when if like new players tried to come in or returning players tried to come in, they were forced to play Pendulum, Xyz. They were forced to learn it to a certain extent, and I feel and when you actually play the game itself, almost nobody plays half those archetypes. Like you rarely see synchros nowadays. Most of the synchros that are in the game or that are in competitive type decks are general synchros. The ones that are like just good for. Oh, I'm so sorry. I keep doing it. Oh, these cards are sticky. Trust me, this is not my fault. But yeah, it's like a lot of the synchros, the Xyz cards, and um, I honestly don't see pendulum decks. I have not seen a single pendulum deck. Is it bad? Is that the reason? Or I thought pendulums were really strong. Um, they sounded strong. They looked pretty cool. Okay, let's not say cool because they weren't really cool. But um, yeah, I have not seen a pendulum. Is it because there's no cards? Like the OP cards are not in out yet, or is it because like I don't know, it's I can't really think of anything else except oh the cards that make the pendulum archetype good are just not available yet. That's all I can think of. But yep, this one's stuff. But yeah, the One Piece TCG is coming out, and I think we may end up switching over to that. I do have some of those I already pre-ordered. Wow, I went on a tangent, didn't I? I just realized. Yeah, I played a One Piece game on mobile. I would say it was very fun. Really, really interesting. I think they got the mechanic down okay. It definitely. Ooh, it's a new Irene Empress. Where is the Emperor? But all right, we are off to the second to last row. So this is another set. We're almost there, thankfully. Did not realize how much 3 boxes was until just now, so it's good to know. Um, yeah, the One Piece game, very fun. I'd say they if you have played it, I think you'll understand. You may agree with me that the Dawn mechanic is a little um wonky. I'd say I I just thought it was a little inconsistent. It was obvious that it's, it's like you play, so you get to play two. There's two decks that the demo shows. It shows um Luffy's deck and Whitebeard or Kaido's deck, and you get to play both of them in the demo, which is really nice. I would say Kaido's deck was more of like a aggro deck that was just push for um, you know, just destroying the opponent's life. And if you haven't played the game, I really would recommend it. It's free on iOS and Android. It just all it does is it teaches you you're against a bot. It's really not that long, and it does all the teaching for you, so you get to actually know exactly how things are going. I'd say just make sure you the most important thing is the dawn system in the game. When you play it, you'll understand what I mean. Dawn is it kind of reminds me of Hearthstone mana mechanic, where it's like player one gets one dawn, player two will get like two dawn, but then like you all get like different amount of dawn per turn, and depending on how much dawn you use last turn, rested dawn, things like that. If you can understand that mechanic, I feel like you will have fun with the game. I personally liked Kaido's deck a lot. Uh, oh, I just did it again. It's a Grand Tusk. I'm so sorry, guys. Or at least it wasn't something crazy. Otherwise, it would have been an awkward pull. But yeah, Kaido's deck. So the way the game works is uh, it's a mix of. It definitely has Yu-Gi-Oh aspects to it, I think, but the life system is definitely unique. I personally can't think of any other card game that has life like that. If you have played it and you remember another game related to it, then please, just let us know in the comments. Like, hey, this is what this game is very close to. It's like I personally thought it was another Lightheart. Always happy to see her. Um, I was personally thinking that game kind of looked like Hearthstone. I don't know why I kept thinking of Hearthstone when I was playing it, but I just did. Uh, Life system wasn't exactly like that, but there are like mechanics. There's the rush mechanic in there that you'll learn about. pretty much straight cop or pretty much a copy of what Rush does in Hearthstone, except you got to do a little extra before you can get the Rush. You don't just get it for free. Nothing's free in that game. Everything costs something. I think they had errata just recently too for the cards. So we'll see. I mean, it was only two decks. I know there's still the Whitebeard deck that we're missing out on, and the Worst Generation. So we'll get to see those cards. But from my experience, I did like the Kaido deck a lot, so I'm excited. I did pre-order the structure deck for Kaido, so that'll be fun to play. Um, the game officially comes out on December the 2nd. That's when all products will be on shelves, including the packs and such. They already actually have the second booster pack announced. I think it's December, or no, it can't be December. I think it's February that they announced the second set of boosters coming out. I know they're trying to do something related to Film Red, so I'm not sure what they might be doing related to that, but we are definitely going to be opening those packs. I'm excited for it. I also ordered the Darkwing Blast set that's coming out for Yu-Gi-Oh. I think it's coming out. I want to say October 20th or 21st. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that's going to be a really interesting pack because I think that one's really good because it has a lot of support. Oh, wow. Martha. Hey, Martha. Oh, that's nice. Everyone likes having Martha in their deck for Exo Sisters. Wow. But yeah, the Darkwing Blast. I had thought that it would may have had Blackwing Dragon. I was hoping it would because then it would help me get my third goal. My Our official goal, like full goal, is going to be trying to get Starlights of all the 5Ds dragons, just because I love that entire set. I thought it was amazing, and I think Starlight rares are really cool. Um, they look really shiny, really fun, and I just did it again. So let's hope this is not something